Good morning, gentlemen. I hope you're well. We are currently yield farming useless with one Solana. Now, the purpose of this video is to share one other strategy that I use, and I do this similar to day trading. Now, I never wanted to share this method. It's no secret, but nobody talks about it, and I've never even seen someone even do something remotely close. However, this is how I make the biggest money yield farming. And when I say the biggest, even with one Solana, you're going to see the income will be huge. Now, I'm going to give you some examples of what coins you can do this with and which ones work well. The premise of it is totally up to you how you want to implement it, but the strategy is the same. I wanted to show the whole method, but I also wanted a live one. So this is my useless chart at the moment, and this is my very small range. This is a 1% range. Now, most positions is about, I don't know, probably 20%. So this pool is a 20 bin step and a zero point 0.2 fee. They're the type of my favorite ones to do this method with. And we can see here, I've earned probably in about 3-4 minutes, I've earned around 1% nearly. Yeah. And typically I earn about 1% per minute on this. And it depends on the token, it depends the time of day, but useless is a pretty safe token. You can see we're out of range now. So this is just pure profit. We made $1. I'll leave it for the sake of the video. It might jump back into range. Anyway, so this is equate to day trading, and this is about 13% pool. So it means that we're 13 times more likely. That's why we were getting that, how can I put it, 100 and X amount percent. And we'll leave this for a few minutes and then we'll readjust it like so. So I want to show you the tokens you can be doing. So I've got a very simple watch list here. What you want is a token that isn't brand new, but well established and has volume. So for example, Launchcoin will be good to do it on because if we sort by volume, Launchcoin always has volume. So does it have a 0.2% or 20 bin step pool? And the whole premise of this is we're doing very tight ranges. And you might think, okay, you're going to go out of range, Kadar, very quickly. You're going to get impermanent loss. To be honest, with the yield so high, impermanent loss does not negate the earning potential. I'll give an example. So if this token falls, let's say all the way down to here, or let's say it falls 10%, which is likely to happen and is probably going to happen at some point. How long will it take me? 2 hours to actually yield it back. So if I earn off this percentage amount and I keep a 1% range, actually it might be something like 2.5 hours, 1.5 hours, depending on the volume. So I just have to stay in the pool even if it falls 10%. So I'm going to sit here all day. Now, the only bad thing about this is it's very, very extremely time intensive, meaning you're going to sit here all day. However, what's the earning potential? You can double your money in a short amount of time and a very safe way because useless is it's already Solana's fallen today. There's been some sell-offs, but useless is going up. So actually, everyone's in a good mood that hold this token. No one's really going to nuke. And if they do, you're probably going to earn more useless as you go along. So let's say, for example, you want to actually try this method. Let's withdraw this, my one Solana, and bear in mind I have some useless now. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go to add position, and let me refresh. So we've got, I started this wallet with one Solana. So we're up 0.1 Solana, which is okay. We're just going to add Solana in and we're going to move this all the way down to whatever position you feel comfortable. I usually do 1%. And if the price moves around, you want to readjust it. So just click the reset button, move this all the way up, and likewise move it to 1%. So I'm going to add my liquidity now. Sometimes if the price moves, it will already buy some here. But you can see here I've already got my one Solana. Now I need to adjust my ranges now just to get into range in terms of where it's going up. But you get the idea. I'm not going to sit here all day and I'm not going to try and adjust the range. with it. But we've gone back in and let's say, what was it? 1 6. It's always difficult to do. I wish there was a way to automate it. So that's my new range now, I think. Something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But that's a nice little range here. And if it bounces back in, we'll leave it for a bit. So we earn a little 5 cents while we're just in the range. And this isn't good because I'm not in a good position. However, let's take, for example, I typically do this with around $20 to one Solana. Now you need to adjust your risk curve. Something like useless, you can put one Solana in because it's not going to die. It's well established, 250 mil. It's not going to die overnight. Yeah, but you can look at some tokens, like for example, we can have a look at Tokleo. And this is more of a higher risk play. And we're going to sort by the 1 hour. And you can find, see, Useless is springing up here as one of the highest, it's earning in 24 hours. It's doing really good volume. Anyway, let's try and find something that's a bit new or one I've not heard of. I was doing this earlier. I made a couple of dollars on it, but we can take a look at it. So this is a smaller market cap, and chart wise, this one doesn't look like it's going to die as well. So we can go on and we can have a look with this. Now this one, you're not going to put. How can I put it? You're not going to put one Solana in. You can if you want, but seriously, off of these ones, you can make a very, very serious amount of money on in just a short amount of time. I'll give an example. I put 0.75 this morning, earned $7 in. This is in a very short amount of time. I was earning over 300% per day. And this is, again, a very relatively safe one. If you want, you can say, I want to put $500 and I want to try and get 20% on it. This is equate to, I would say, a safer way to do leverage trading. You know how leverage trading people try and do 20%? I would do the same with these. Let's check back on useless and see how we're doing. So I'm going to adjust the range on this useless one. And a lot of it is you're going to be spending the time saying, oh, I'm out of range, I'm out of range, I'm out of range. And typically, because it's a 1%, you may adjust it and you may start to say, oh, I want to do 2%. I feel more comfortable doing 2%. That's totally up to you. You can do the same. It's how you want to play it. It's totally up to you again. So we got 1695 to 167. 1695 to 167, which is about here, I guess, if I'm correct. 1674. So roughly that's our range now. So it's still going up, which is fine, but it's dipped into range. Kind of what you want it to do is, and believe me, it can stay in range for a while. Look at that. That's a few hours. That would have been all in range. And there's times where it does stay in range. So you might think, oh, you're going to go out of range. Look, just monitor it, just watch it. You're earning good amounts. Now, the playful thing with it is you're going to be, what I tend to do is I claim the fees, and what I do is I just add the useless back in on whatever you want, bid ask, curve, whatever. And do that and just keep doing it. Because eventually your one Solana will end up being like 1.5, 1.6. And then you can even take your initials out and you can have a pool and you can have a mini portfolio like this. Because these two, I done the same with it. And these have just stuck around and I just sell every day and I just left it. If it dies, it dies. This one as well, I think I brought up, I think I'm down on it as well, but this is what it takes to build. Now, if I said to you, if you get good at this method, you can earn 10 to 20% per day. You would be very happy with that. If you get good at this, I am lazy. This is the only reason I don't do it. I should be doing it every single day because mathematically I'm earning 1% a minute. That's how it equates to. Maybe not on useless. I haven't found anything good today. Like if we go back and we had a search, there's nothing really out there at the moment. I can't see anything great. I mean, useless is the only one. Cled, I don't know what Cled is, but let's take a look at it. And there's one called me. And let's have a look at house as well. I like house coin a lot. I don't hold any at the moment. I think I sold. But is there volume on it? I have a quick look. Not really. This one not really as well. Magic Eden, I didn't know they had a token. Cled, yeah, I think this is a bit. Volume's not great on it. The volume might be better on the actual pools itself. So I could take a look at that. Let's look at that Cled one. So this is the actual pool. I was looking at the main pool. This one, mm, see, there is low liquidity, but there isn't major movement. See, these buyers are all very small. That's because the liquidity is small. So you're not going to earn as much. Kind of, you want above 100% per day, and you don't really want to be sitting. So this is good. This is kind of what we want. It's bouncing in and out of range, and that's kind of what you want. I'm praying for sideways action now because then I can leave it. I can go and do some other stuff, and I can come back and there's maybe $30 in there. So fingers crossed you enjoyed this video, found it useful. But trust me, this is probably the most fun way to do it. Now it gets really, really hard when you end up with the token going down, 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 and you're just making your range here, and then you're making your range here, and you're making your range here. It gets really difficult, honestly. You start to think, oh, I might as well just sell at a loss. Don't do that. Compound it back in. So if you just readjust your range, claim your fees, and then obviously most of your fees, just drop your, you can add your Solana back in, but you can just add your thingy in like that. So we've earned a small amount, and hopefully I can earn a couple of dollars off of this. I call this my free coffee method, and I hope you've enjoyed it, found it useful. Be interesting to see how this one goes. I'm going to stay in this hopefully for a few hours, but the only thing is, if it starts to move sideways, we won't earn as much fees. The fees are made on this. So you kind of want stability. And this method works really well over the weekend because tokens don't tend to fly and move as much. So I want you to try it. Try it with $20. Get good at it because this needs to be something you're doing on the side on these big tokens. Anyone can find these big tokens. Look, we just had a little look on this website. You can go on and you can just make your own little list like I have, and you can say, okay, what's popping off today? I think, oh, Swarm's doing well. Yeah. And I like the Swarms. I made a lot of money on Swarm. So I always keep that in the back of my mind. Goat is kind of moving. Mudeng is moving. This one's moving as well. So have a look at those ones. Go through them. Establish which ones you like. And then move from there. And then fingers crossed, you can earn a nice little income on the side. I wish you all the best, guys. And look after yourselves and take care.